This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It is 5 o'clock here on your Friday. Good morning to you. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. Here's what's making headlines on this January 24th. A problematic northeast side apartment complex is now demolished. The next steps the community hopes will be taken to replace that space.
With the new legislative session, marijuana laws are a big discussion at the State House. Our Kelsey Anderson breaks down the multiple bills up for consideration.
And it was a big win for the Hoosiers at home last night, how they managed to upset 11th ranked Michigan State. But first, we need to get a check of your forecast with Storm Team 6 meteorologist Todd Clausen.
That's right. The rain is coming down, but it's not coming down in buckets, Todd, so we can't complain too much.
Yeah, this is not a heavy rain. It's not a flooding rain, but it's more of just a nuisance rain that you're going to have to contend with as you walk out the door and the kids head off to the bus stop. As we'll be dealing with these spotty showers, there's a few heavier downpours right now near Nashville and now just to the east of Bedford. But otherwise, we're just dealing with some spotty light rain showers in Bloomington over towards Martinsville, Columbus down to Seymour over towards North Vernon. As we slide to the north, just to the west of downtown into Hendricks County, Danville over towards the Brownsburg area, Boone County, Lebanon, some showers. There's a shower near Anderson, a few more over towards Richmond. And that's just kind of the cards we're dealt with here this morning, in the sense that this rain will just continue to stream from south to north while it moves off to the east a little bit. So this is not going to be a washout of a day. There'll be a lot of dry hours mixed in, especially as we get into the evening hours. All this dry weather, which we call a dry slot in weather terms, in between the area of low pressure and the cold front moving off to the east, that will move through tonight. So your Friday evening plans actually won't be all that bad. Temperatures are in the 30s and 40s this morning, so you do not have to worry about any ice on the roadways anywhere you are across central Indiana. Just again, have the rain gear handy. Temperatures eventually will be near 41 by the noon hour, 44 degrees as we taper things off to just some patchy drizzle by 4 p.m. Today it's rain, tomorrow some snow in the forecast. More on that coming up in just a little bit. Right now at 5:02, let's get an update on the roadways.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. No crashes to report around the metro area on this Friday morning, so that is great news. Want to take a look over here for your drive times on the west side. Everything is traveling up to speed this morning. No major delays to slow you down if you're heading in from Brownsburg. Let's take a look right now at I-65 from the north side at 30th Street. You can see traffic heading in from the northwest side is traveling smoothly. No delays to slow you down, but of course we'll continue to monitor your roads and keep you updated this morning.
RTV6 followed the decline of a problematic apartment complex on the northeast side of Indianapolis for years. Crews finally demolished the vacant Oak Tree Apartments near 42nd and Post in October. The building has been the site of murders, vandalism, arson fires, and a number of other crimes. And now the community is looking forward to a brighter future for the property. Capital City Church of Christ hosted a town hall meeting last night for neighbors and advocates to discuss new ways to use the land. Darius Ross, the founder of a nonprofit group focused on improving the Far East Side, is calling on the community to take part in the discussion.
It is important that the community show up and voice their concerns and what they want to see be placed in their community. Because if we're not at the table, they will eventually make those decisions for us.
According to a list handed out at the meeting, some of the things people do not want to see built on the property are liquor stores, tobacco stores, or another apartment complex. The next town hall meeting is set for February 25th from 6 to 8 at the Warren Township Library branch.
Today is the last day for a major store at the Washington Square Mall. Burlington is closing. The company released a statement to RTV6 earlier this month saying associates were aware of the situation. This comes just weeks after another anchor store at the mall, Dick's Sporting Goods, closed shop.
A silver alert has been issued for a missing Notre Dame student. The Notre Dame Police Department says 21-year-old Ann Rose Jerry was last seen on campus at 8 p.m. Tuesday. Jerry is a senior at the university and lives on campus. She was wearing an ankle-length gray quilted coat over a multicolored ankle-length skirt or dress. Anyone with information is asked to call Notre Dame Police at 574-631-5555.
At 5:04, first responders from several different agencies helped to free 2 workers from a trench in Hamilton County. Officials say the men got stuck from the waist down at a site on Maple Street in Arcadia last night. Several fire departments were called out to the scene to help with the rescue operation. The Jackson Township Fire Chief says that one victim was flown to Methodist Hospital. It's unclear if the other victim needs treatment.
A former member of the North Grove Elementary PTO will be on probation for taking more than $1,000 from the organization. Jennifer Dobbins pleaded guilty to conversion and was sentenced to a year of probation. Court records show Dobbins used an ATM card to withdraw $1,400 from the school's PTO account. The letters PTO stand for parent-teacher organizations that aim to support schools and students. Prosecutors say Dobbins admitted to taking the money. She and her attorney were unable to be reached for comment.
Another newborn is safe this morning after being surrendered in a safe haven baby box here in the state of Indiana. The healthy baby was surrendered early Thursday at a fire station in Seymour in Jackson County. The fire department there was notified by an alarm as soon as the baby mother opened the door to the outside to place the baby inside. The baby was retrieved from the box within 60 seconds. This is the 5th baby surrendered in an Indiana baby box in just the past 2 years.
Marijuana legislation was up for discussion yesterday at the Indiana State House as Democrats made their case for a couple of bills. Our Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning with a closer look at those discussions. Kelsey.
Hey, Meredith, good morning. So one of the main messages from Democrats right now is that Indiana seems to be lagging behind the times when it comes to marijuana legislation in our state. So lawmakers say with nearly all of Indiana's neighbors legalizing marijuana in some form, the state needs to adopt laws that reduce a cruel punishment and cut down on spending to enforce rules. One proposed law would decriminalize possession of smaller amounts of marijuana, much like Marion County has already done. Another Democratic bill would bar police from arresting people in Indiana who have prescriptions for medical marijuana from states where it is legal.
The bottom line is that sending people to jail with a valid medical marijuana prescription is bad, and Hoosiers should not be paying for their jail time.
No more jail time, no more criminal records. And you know what? This is the will of the people of Indiana.
According to surveys done by legislators, 90% of Hoosiers agree with decriminalizing the possession of small amounts of marijuana. Now, Indiana Republicans have repeatedly told RTV6 that they have no plans of talking about marijuana legalization in 2020. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you. It is 5:07. 2 Marion County school districts will be asking for more taxpayer dollars on the May ballot. The election board reviewed a referenda proposals from Washington Township and Beach Grove schools. An operating referendum and construction referendum will go before the voters in both districts to pay for things like building improvements and teacher raises.
Beach Grove has always come out and supported our kids and our community. The tax impact is less than $11 per month for the average taxpayer, and we just they've supported in the past. We hope they come out. And the key thing, if they have questions, call me. I'll meet with them individually and try to make sure that we're very transparent and they know what's actually taking place.
The Marion County Election Board will meet again next month.
It was an exciting night in Assembly Hall as the Hoosiers took on 11th ranked Michigan State. IU started fast and led the game all through the first half. The Spartans, though, came back in the second, and it stayed at a one-possession game to the end. After a missed opportunity to force overtime by the Spartans, Indiana secured the upset, winning 67-63. IU plays again at home on Sunday against Maryland.
Disney is coming to life at Bankers Life Fieldhouse with their Disney on Ice tour. It's in town, but for some kids, they can enjoy it in the same way others can. So the cast put on a special performance, and it's called Blind Touch Tour. It was created for students from the Indiana School for the Blind and Visually Impaired. They got to feel the chill of the ice, listen to music, touch the characters, and ask questions. The students were also treated to a VIP luncheon. That looks like a lot of fun. All right, Todd, we got to check in on our forecast as people are making those weekend plans.
Yeah, it's a Storm Team 6 alert day, and as you start to make those weekend plans, today we're dealing with rain. Tomorrow we're actually dealing with a little bit of light snow. Let's get you through your Friday first here. Here are your rain chances, and you see they'll be with us throughout the entire entire day. And the percentage you see here is the coverage of the rainfall that will be around. You see it ramps up a little bit towards the noon hour, and then it decreases as we go throughout the course of the evening hours. And as you walk out the door right now, there's some scattered showers out there that you'll have to contend with for your morning commute, but it's all rain. That's the good news, as temperatures are hovering right around the 40-degree mark. So the showers are streaming from south to north. You notice this band of rain in Bloomington. This is going to lift right through the metro area and then into Hamilton County up towards Kokomo. And then eventually things are going to shift off towards the east. And the dry weather you see across central Illinois, that's what moves in here this afternoon and into the evening hours. So the wetter part of the day is the first half of the day compared to the second half. So if you do have evening plans on this Friday night, it'll still be damp out there, but there won't be a whole lot in the way of actual rain falling from the clouds. Temperatures today, not bad. We're above normal. We're into the 40s. It's all rain. Tomorrow, these temperatures, though, they get close to freezing, and that's when we transition to a little bit of snow. More on that coming up in Maine weather in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. Democrats continue to establish their arguments against President Trump in the impeachment trial. The evidence they say that supports abuse of power as they continue into day 3.
And a hospital in Washington is using robots to help prevent the spread of the coronavirus in the U.S. Still ahead, the precautions they're taking to treat a patient with the deadly disease.
And traffic's picking up a little bit here on the west side. This is a live picture of I-465 and I-74. You can see the wet roads out there this morning, but everything is traveling smoothly. We'll continue to keep you updated if there are any crashes or delays throughout your Friday morning commute. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Hoosiers, only on RTV6.
House impeachment managers are preparing to begin their third and final day of opening arguments against President Trump this afternoon. During yesterday's session, they laid out evidence they believe supports the first article of impeachment, abuse of power. The Democratic House prosecutors claim that the president only started pushing Ukraine to launch an investigation against Joe Biden when polls started showing the former VP was his biggest threat in the election.
No president has ever used his office to compel a foreign nation to help him cheat in our elections.
And the actions of the president do not reach that level, no matter which school of thought you're on.
The president's lawyers maintain that abuse of power is not a crime and therefore not an impeachable offense. Democrats will address the second article, obstruction of justice, at 1 this afternoon. Tomorrow, the president's lawyers will take over with their arguments.
It's 5:15. New rules are now in effect to address a practice commonly known as birth tourism. The White House says some temporary visitor visas will be denied if they find out the primary reason the applicant wishes to come to the U.S. is for birth tourism. That's when a pregnant woman travels to the United States to ensure that the baby is born on American soil, making the child an American citizen. 39 countries are exempt from this rule, however, because they're part of the visa waiver program. Most of those countries are in Europe.
NFL free agent Antonio Brown has turned himself into police. The wide receiver surrendered at the Broward jail last night after a warrant was issued for his arrest. Brown is facing 3 criminal charges, including battery, after an incident at his Hollywood, Florida home. Police say Brown refused to pay for a delivery and got into an altercation with the driver. He's expected to have a bond hearing later today.
Former contestant on the reality TV show Bachelorette, Tyler G, has died after a suspected drug overdose. He appeared last year on season 15, vying for the affection of Bachelorette Hannah Brown. Police in Boca Raton, Florida, say he was hospitalized last Monday after a, quote, medical overdose. He later died after spending a week in the intensive care unit. An official cause of death has yet to be determined. Tyler G was 29 years old.
FedEx is warning customers about a text and email scam about their deliveries. The shipping retailer tweeted about the alert, saying the messages falsely alert customers they have a package and then they give them a link. FedEx says those texts and emails are not from them and should be deleted without being opened. They also ask that people who do receive the scam message report them using the email abuse@fedex.com. Here at 5:16, Todd has a report on our weather, and it's not ideal.
Yeah, you know, it's not the best Friday, but it could be worse. We'll have to deal with some showers, and as you walk out the door, you heard that beep, and that's indicating that it's an alert day, and that you'll have to change up your normal routine of just walking out the door just a little bit. And that change today is grabbing the umbrella. You'll need it this morning. You'll need it at times this afternoon, but once we get to this evening, you may want to have it handy, but you won't necessarily need it this evening, as most of the precipitation precipitation will be off to the east at that point. But here's where we stand right now on Storm Team 6 radar, and we're dealing with these pockets of rain. And there's a heavier downpour now just to the west of Nashville. Bloomington, some light showers down towards Bedford. Columbus, some light rain. This is all lifting to the north. So